So, Varun sir, you can start the class.
Okay, let's start. So good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, so we'll begin the class for today. Let me share the screen. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen. All right, so last time we have walked through the lab, and we have configured a firewall in gateway mode. All right, so as per the module 1, we are seeing the type of deployment that we can do with Sophos XG firewall. All right, so first is the most common one. Let me start. Right, if anyone has any doubt, just raise your hand. I will answer that. All right.
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right, so we have seen the gateway mode where Sophos firewall is configured as gateway mode. जो हमने लैब भी किया था उस पे हम थ्रू आउट फायरवॉल हम गेटवे मोड पे कॉन्फ़िगर करेंगे. All right, so as per this simple scenario you can see on the screen, we have LAN zone and WAN zone, and we have DMZ zone. So we'll configure the firewall in gateway mode here. Okay, we'll look into other modes. There are bridge mode and mixed mode, and also Discord mode later on this module. All right, so we'll have a look into most common way where we can deploy Sophos firewall. The most common scenario is where you are looking to replace the aging firewall and need to protect your internal network. So Sophos firewall is deployed to handle both core routing as the first line of defense against the network threat. So let's say if you have those are already working and need to replace the aging or the old traditional firewalls or old routers, you can deploy Sophos firewall in the migration process. So it already had the core routing and the first line of defense against your network threats if those features are not available on your traditional firewall. All right. So this is shown here. Sophos firewall is in gateway mode in the previous diagram. So the port A is configured for LAN zone, and port B was configured on WAN zone, that is your internet. And port C is also configured one of the secure zone, DMZ zone. Any network thread trying to go through the LAN zone or DMZ zone will be stopped by the firewall and its policy. So this type of deployment, we will be focusing on this throughout this course. All right, so what is bridge mode here? Let's say you have existing firewall in your and you don't want to replace it, and without changing the internal IP address or topology, you can deploy and protect your network through bridge mode configuration. So जो Sophos firewall होगा, let's say you have one Cisco router and those Cisco router doesn't have any security features such as synchronous security, intrusion prevention system, advanced threat protection. All right, this can be protected with the help of Sophos firewall as bridging the LAN and DMZ zone with your existing firewall as per this diagram. So we can use all the features of Sophos firewall to protect against any type of latest threat with the Sophos firewall. So another common deployment type of deployment is where there is an existing firewall that handles the WAN connectivity, but it's not going to be replaced. This is often done to add additional protection capabilities not offered by your existing firewall, so that you do not need to change your IP address schema or of the network. Sophos firewall can be deployed in bridge mode and is also known as the transparent mode or inline mode. So this would be the question about the bridge mode if you once you apply for the Sophos exams as well. So you have to remember, you can note down these points so that it helps to answer your questions. So in this mode, yes, the client on the network are unaware of Sophos firewall and traffic passes through without IP address being changed, but still allowing Sophos firewall to scan for and protect against the threat. All right, so next would be for deploying Sophos as a WAF. You can also deploy Sophos firewall as a WAF, web application control. So without changing the IP schema, you can protect your internal servers with the help of web protection features that is available on Sophos XC firewall. So we look into that in more detail here. Sophos firewall may also have been added to your network to protect your web applications. There are often many components that makes up the web application, including web servers, database, file servers, and so forth. But this means that there are also a wide range of attack can be launched at them. In this example, Sophos firewall can be protect the web application from common type of attack, including the buffer overflow and SQL injections. So we will deploy in our lab also. We will deploy one web server, and we will configure the security policies under the web application control, and we will see all the features that help us to protect the web server from any type of attack, such as buffer overflow or SQL injection. Now we have discover mode also, as we have gateway mode, bridge mode, right, and mix mode. We'll talk about the mix mode in our upcoming slide, but also we have discover mode. So in discover mode, you can just, if you, let's say as per this diagram, you have a switch and you can just control, you can monitor the traffic that is going through your switch through Sophos firewall as a port mirroring. All right, so you can use we can consider as port mirroring. This is used for generally for security auditing the report. So without any changes, let's say we are just connecting to any of the switch and monitoring the traffic through Sophos firewall for security audit purpose. So we can use Sophos firewall as a discover mode here. So the last type of deployment that we are looking in generally used for evaluating the capabilities of Sophos firewall without the need of making any change to the rest of the network. So in this example, Sophos firewall is connected to the port on the switch that has port mirroring enabled, so that a copy of all the traffic is sent to the Sophos firewall. So as we know that port mirroring, once it is enabled with the help of discover mode, whatever the traffic is passing from the switch will be sent to the Sophos file for the auditing purpose. So while the Sophos file cannot influence the live traffic on the network, it can log and report what we see. And from this, you can take additional protection it can add to the network. This is called the discover mode here. So deployment and setup, we look into the how we can deploy Sophos firewall, and we can set up So when you have a box, you can see there are ports available. There are some management port available, console port available. We look into this USB ports and first step of development where the first port is always your default LAN port. जो आपका सबसे पहला जो पोर्ट होगा पोर्ट 1 और पोर्ट A, whatever it is. So 1 or A or A, B, C, D, that would be the port number given to the firewall. The port first is always your LAN port that you have to connect your laptop PC on that port to configure the Sophos firewall. The default LAN port to connect the initial configuration. This is generally used for initial configuration. You can change it later. You can make first port as a LAN port and second port as WAN port. But by default, when you deploy the firewall for very first time, the first port is LAN and second is the WAN. The default WAN port, the second port would be the default WAN port. That is where you have to connect your internet connection. A different port can be selected in initial set. All right, for you, definitely you can change the port zone as per your requirement once the firewall is already being deployed. So connecting Sophos firewall to the network. To set up the Sophos firewall, you need to start by connecting, yes, of course, you have to power on the firewall, then connecting a port, a LAN port and the WAN port. So you have to give the internet connection on the port 2, and you have to connect your laptop or your PC on port A, that is your LAN port. On hardware, XGS series and XG firewall series firewall, the default LAN and WAN port are already marked there. So on software and virtual, there will be first and second network card. So yes, of course, if you have hardware devices, it is already, everything is marked on the port. So you can use the default port settings. If you are using virtual softwares, which you will be using in the labs, so first port is always your LAN network and the second port is always your WAN network. So you will have the option to modify this port either during the initial setup or once the setup is completed. Now, next would be the command line interface, that is CLI. So how we will get SSH and the console access of the firewall. So the console access, if you have the hardware device, you always get the console cable along with the box. So you have to connect the console cable with your console port on the PC, which has the port available, which you can connect to the PC or laptop, and you can get the access of the PC. All right, as you can connect the console to your PC and the firewall, and you get the console access of the firewall. That is the one of the access. Another is SSH. So you have SSH through, you can take any of the application like PuTTY, and you get the SSH access with the help of PuTTY. Let's say you have connected on the LAN side with the default IP address. You can just type the default IP 172.16.16.16 and you get the console access, the CLI access with that. So default credential is admin. When you first deploy the firewall with the admin, these credentials are changed as the part of the initial setup. So once you start the initial setup, you will ask to reset your password. All right. Yeah.
Hi, Bharat sir. I'm Gaurav here. Hello.
So command line interface CLI throughout the Sophos firewall is managed through web interface. It is also has the command line interface CLI that is accessible through SSH, a console connection, or you could use monitor or a keyboard to physically connect the terminal. You may also use the CLI to change the IP address of the management port to be used as your LAN IP range so that you can connect your web admin to complete the initial setup. To log into CLI, use password built-in admin user, and default password is admin. You can change this as a part of the initial setup wizard here. So if you want to change the settings of the console connection, the next slide will show you the console parameters that you have to set up, such as baud rate. The default speed is 38400 that you have to set it up. The data bit you can set up 8, stop bit 1, priority and flow control to none and 0. So once you connect the PC to your to the Sophos Firewall LAN port, you will automatically get the IP address. Okay, Gaurav, you have the question. Yeah, just 1 minute.
Yes, I need a one question. When you
What?
share the screen of the Sophos firewall, so I need to know how it's look like in the original way and how it's marked with the LAN, WAN, and the other management port and HA ports. How I need to understand with the original firewall Sophos. Could you just share me the just something in the original way? Then I can understand very well.
Definitely, throughout this course, if you have looked into the previous video, you will look in that how we have set up the firewall. But if you have physical firewall right now, uh, we will be working on completely software based. So we will, yes, of course, we will get all the details which port is connected where. So that would be marked already on the software side as well. So if you look into my previous video, you will get the more clear idea about the initial setup wizard.
Okay,
So
okay, understood.
yes, but definitely what we will do, we are doing from sketch as it is a one demo class again. So we will be just walk through whatever we have covered till now. So
Okay.
definitely, yes, of course, I will show you the which would be your LAN port, WAN port, what would be your management port, which model supports the management port, or the HA port you can configure as per your requirement, which you have to use there.
And one thing, no more here. What is the gateway mode? Actually, I have just joined the today class, and before that, I haven't joined. So I need to know like discover mode and the bridge mode. Bridge mode is like when there is a VXLAN is used also in the VXLAN is used for the mirroring of the port.
In the gateway mode, generally firewall acts as the gateway for all your devices. All right, let's say you have LAN network, so all the traffic will pass from your Sophos firewall, uh, as it is acting as a gateway. But in bridge mode, let's say you have existing firewall, so you can just bridge the firewall between your router and a switch. In between, you will have the Sophos firewall, where it will act as a bridge, like a switch, and it will scan the traffic there. But yes, Pranav. Okay, let me unmute you. Okay. Yeah. So on the bridge mode, yes, it will act as a bridge between your existing router or firewall, between your switch, and in discover mode, it is connected to your existing switch. Let's say you have core switch, and the traffic which is passing, it will scan all the traffic, and it will provide you all the security reports required. So this is the difference here. But in lab, what we'll do, we will configure gateway mode and see the working, how gateway mode works. We will have one traditional router, and a switch, and we'll place the firewall in between these two devices, and we'll see what is bridge mode. We also see the discover mode, where we have traditional router, a switch, and we will configure firewall to connect to switch to monitor the traffic that is hitting the switch here. So these are the different modes available on the firewall. Yes, of course, and the labs, I will guide you from scratch. Again, on the next pages, we'll do it from the scratch configuration, but you can watch my previous videos where we have already gone through the first deployment in the gateway mode, and we also gone through the topology that would be working on. But yes, of course, we will we'll make another session as well, which I will explain. We'll continue some of the topology which we have done. Let's say last we have stopped with port forwarding, so we'll continue from port forwarding. But we have already done the MPLS failover, the HA failover, and the IPsec failover. But we will walk through again. We will configure from step by step. We'll configure each and every part of the network, and we'll see the failover with the Sophos firewall with multiple WAN connections, and also with the HA and so on.
Okay, okay.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Raj.
Yes, I'm sorry for asking this question. This is my first time. So can you tell me what is the main difference this Sophos firewall than Palo Alto or ASA? Any particular difference, or just vendor is different?
Sophos Firewall provides many security advanced feature might not be having in other firewalls, but yes, of course, you can go through. We will discuss about the key features that is provided by Sophos XG Firewall. We have, you can say, we can have the scanning, we have security, we have WEF integrated with the firewall, we have simpler free management from the cloud, and so on. So we have the same features that other firewall, apart from this, the features which is provided by Sophos Firewall deploy, and will check how it is compared with the rest of the firewall.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Right, just give me a moment. Yeah, tell me.
No, that's it. So it's look like better than Palo Alto?
It depends what type of features that you want to implement. Let's say we have Sophos have synchronous securities. So let me just discuss about one of the feature it has that has Sophos synchronous security. It has Sophos endpoints if there are some unwanted application that are installed on your NPC. So we have lateral movement that protected by synchronous security. We have some other features. Let's say there are some applications which are not categorized that can be categorized with help of that feature. Also, we have HTTPS scanning from the firewall. It scans for each whatever the traffic is passing from web through HTTPS. So that is the another feature we have. We have WEF integrated with firewall. Also, you can freely manage the firewall from the clouds without needing the license. So we will discuss about a lot of features that are available on Sophos Firewall as compared to rest of the firewalls. We will compare FortiGate. We will also compare the firepower. We will compare the FortiGate and so on with the Sophos Firewall. And as per that the battle card, we will see which firewall would be better for deployment purpose.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So if you look into the previous video, you will get more idea that I already posted. So that will give you the better idea. But definitely throughout the course, we have discussed about each and every point that has to be covered that Sophos Firewall provides. So we have already covered up some of the parts. As you can see on the screen, we have deployed the Sophos Firewall in the gateway mode here. All right, so whenever we are accessing Sophos Firewall for the first time, the default IP address is 172.16.16.16 with /24, and it works on port 4444. So whenever you are accessing the firewall, with the web admin URL would be device IP 4444. Okay, anyone has any doubt, just raise your hand so that I can ask you. Anyone has any doubt till here?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. So Sophos Firewall is configured and managed through web interface. By default, the device IP address will be 172.16.16.16 and web admin on Sophos Firewall runs on port 444444. That will be the port number on which Sophos XGH UI will listen. So to connect the web admin interface, you need to connect on https://172.16.16.16:4444 on your for the brand new device. All right, so you will receive certificate error when connecting to Sophos Firewall. That is, yes, of course, untrusted by self-sign. So we will resolve that issue. We will make this connection secure while accessing the websites. But when you first access the firewall, you will get the HTTPS not secure error message on your web browser. So what we will do, we will be using Sophos as a CA certificate authority. We will sign the certificate. We will generate the certificate. We'll sign it, and we will make the connection secure. Okay. So I'm just walking through the initial setup wizard that we already covered up in our last session. So those who are new here, I would recommend you to just go through that video once, but definitely once we start with the batch, we will do this configuration again from the scratch. Yes, Kevin, I'm here.
Sir, regarding this software, how we can get it? We can download from the website or something, some required username and password, or maybe vendor can give us this software.
You can download the. Okay, let me share the screen if I can.
No worry. So we'll set up a very close Zoom meetings from next class onward, right? I believe this kind of people are very annoying. Okay, Bharat, you can continue.
Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we will start again. So whenever we are accessing the firewall for the very first time, we have to just type the 172.16.16.16 slash it has /24 subnet mask, so :4444. So when you just connect your PC on port 1 on the firewall, it will automatically takes the IP address as the DHCP is already running on the firewall on LAN port A. Yeah, sometimes sometimes it doesn't pick up the IP. Then just try putting static IP from this range 172.16.16, any of the IP. Default gateway IP would be 172.16.16.16. All right. So apart from this IP, you can use any of the IP on your system. And the gateway set the network mask as 255.255.255.0. And yes, of course, the gateway on the system would be 172.16.16.16. Just give a ping. If it is reachable, you can go to the browser and access the firewall with port 4444. All right, as you can see on the screen, this would be your web admin console. So this would be your initial setup wizard. So in this batch, we will even the batch, someone would be very new or to the firewall, and some would be already working with the firewall, right? So they those who are already working with the firewall, they might be aware of the initial setups and how to set up the firewall, how to even troubleshoot if in case of an issue. But on our class, we will go from basic configuration as per the step which I have shown on the screen from the advanced level. All right, so you'll be expert in Sophos firewall as compared to rest of the firewall. All right. So as we know that it's work on 172.172, but when you access the firewall with the IP address, it gives you unsecure connection, right? So once we receive the certificate, we will see on the lab how we can securely access the firewall with the certificate authority with Sophos firewall. So initial setup wizard, when you just tick mark on the condition I accept, it will just click on start setup, and it will give you the basic configuration setup wizard here. So you have to give the password. You have to you can, if you want to install the latest firmware, you can tick mark and you can just agree on the license and agreement and click on continue. If you have those who are already working, as I said, if they have received new device, you can restore the backup
Bharat
from
sir,
here.
Bharat sir and everyone, hello.
Yes, hello.
I just wanted to understand, like, how is it possible? You are the host, then how this guy share his screen on Zoom? Anyone know? Is it possible he can share the screen? Because the host only can share the screen.
It's showing disable actually.
Eh? So
Disabled it's
how
showing.
that guys share the screen on the live class? Because if the Bharat sir is the host, then nobody can able to share the screen.
Yes, sir. We might have to look into we have to investigate this, how this happened.
Yeah, okay, continue. Anyone, if you have any idea, so just let us know, okay? Probably I'll be away. Bharat sir,
There are many options to crack the Zoom actually, I think, in the YouTube and Google. So he can just check and say doing the same.
okay. So that means he hacked the session, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Bharat sir, continue. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we are going with the basic configuration first today. All right, and as it is our first class, so we will continue from here and we will continue all the modules likewise only. All right, and we will perform the basic, we will mostly work on the labs, and we will also look into the theory part. The last session was we have done with the lab. All right, so let's begin with some of the theory part that we'll be covering up here. So here next would be setting up our new admin password, upgrading the firmware version, agreeing the license while deploying the Sophos firewall as a gateway. So optionally, yes, of course, you have, apart from if you are doing first time, then this step is required. But if you have got a new device or replaced device, as you can say, RMA device, you can restore the backup from this initial setup wizard. For yes, of course, if you have HA, we will discuss about HA, how you can restore the backup through initial setup wizard through HA here in the next session. But let's begin from the first. So we will walk through the initial setup of the Sophos firewall. On this page, you will see new admin password and I set the terms and conditions here. Note that if you are configuring on behalf of someone else, then you should accept the terms and conditions. By default, the Sophos firewall will download and install the latest firmware as the part of initial setup. However, you can deselect this, postpone it later. So we will work on, we will also discuss about the 17, we have versions, firmware versions. So we have 17, we have 18 version, 19 version. We will see the maintenance and maintenance release of each of this firmware version in details. That would not be part of this module, but yes, of course, we will discuss what would be the behavior while doing the migration, those who are already in the migration process. So you will also have the option to restore the configuration backup or connect the firewall with the auxiliary device on a high availability pair. Both of these options will be available on a different initial setup. To full one are going on this shown here. So if you have HA, so I will show you how you can restore your backup on your new HA device here. If so, high availability, that means a zero downtime. So initial setup wizard, you can see there is a port A, port B. You can see here we will see the configuration to connect the internet. How we can connect the internet here. So this step you can skip, yes, of course, if you want to skip, but if you skip, you will not able to register the firewall. But if you have internet connection later on as well, you can register firewall anyhow. So yes, let's say if you give the internet connection, you can do, it will automatically get the internet if you have DHCP server running on your upstream device where you are getting the internet. It will automatically get the DHCP IP and it will get the internet access on the firewall. Or you can just give the static IP. You can select here static IP and you can give the IP address and you can give internet access to the firewall. So Sophos Firewall requires an internet connection for registration, and if selected, downloading the latest firmware, you can choose which port to be configured as WAN connection on, and you need to specify the IP address, subnet, DNS server, and gateway. When you save the settings, the Sophos Firewall will test connectivity, then allows you to continue with the initial setups. Note that if the WAN port is connected to the network that provides the DHCP step, this step would be skipped here. Right, next page would be like a name. You have to give the name of the firewall and you have to provide the time zone. So yes, of course, we'll give the name. We have already in the last session, if you have checked, we have give the name, we have provided time zone, and so on. Click on continue. So next step to register the Sophos firewall, if you have serial number, you can enter the serial number to register your firewall. Now on the labs, we will not be having serial number, but we will get the free trial for 1 month. So we can use all the feature at once on the firewall. So you, if I remember as far as I can, we require licenses for each of the modules or any of the features has to be work. Let's say web protection, if you want to scan for viruses, or if you want to control the application, let's say you want to block YouTube or allow YouTube on specific particular time, or you want to protect your emails, or you want to use your web server to be protected, that is hosted outside on your internet, to be protected with the help of WEF, and so on. If you want to use SD-WAN configurations, all right, and so on. So all the features require license, but on labs, sometimes it is very difficult for us to use these licenses for rest of the firewall. But with Sophos, Sophos give free trial for 30 days. So we will use all the features at once on one particular firewall. All right, so we don't have to worry about the license. It will be free for 30 days while we're working on the firewall. Let's say it's got expired, we will renew it. We will also manage all these firewalls to Sophos Central. It is like a cloud-based platform where you can access the firewall. You can push the configuration, you can take the backup, you can update the firmware version, and so on. That would be also free. That doesn't require any license. So we'll see in the lab how we can integrate the Sophos Central and the firewall, and also the endpoint for the features that has to be used, which is not provided by rest of the firewall. All right. So yes, if you have physical firewalls, let's say you have hardware firewalls, XGS or XG series, and you need to register those firewall, the serial number is required. Okay, you will provide by your partners, you will get the license details, and you just have to sync the license. Yes, Ketan?
Sir, can I restore the configuration from hardware device to the virtual device? It is possible?
We will see the hardware compatibilities, or I will show you later on. That can be done, but we have to check what would be the compatibility metrics. If it is compatible, then yes, of course, we can migrate the configuration. So we have some other tools as well where you can, if some part of the migration is possible, we can take those configuration from the hardware to software and software to hardware. That is possible. Yes.
Oh, okay, sir.
Are you working with any of the firewall right now? Sophos firewall?
No, I'm working on Palo Alto and FortiNet firewall. I have a good experience in both this firewall for
Okay.
Palo Alto and FortiNets.
Okay, all right. So if you the Sophos provides the free license. As you can see, if you have already attended my previous session, right? So in that case, we are already providing you the license to verify that how the Sophos firewall and each of the features works. So are those features are compatible with the rest of the firewall? Have you just compared as per your experience?
Yes, that's why I'm asking questions because, and
Yeah.
one more thing also, that's why I told you that regarding this Fortinet and Palo Alto, if I want to download the software and a license, I want to get it from the vendor, not from the individual cannot do this thing.
Yeah, but here each and every individual can do this setup. You can
Okay.
download the software. I will show you how you can download the software as per the platform you have, the available platform you have, whether it is hypervisor or it is VMware and so on. And also the license, you don't have to worry, you don't have to contact the partner. You can simply just use and you're good to go. If you find the firewall feasible, then you can make it live then.
That's good. One more question, sir. Regarding the licensing, the price wise, did you compare with the Palo Alto, Fortinet and the Sophos?
No, it would be vary because it depends on the company's it depends on the company. So but here yes, of course, I will be completely focusing on the free license and the free trials.
No, I'm asking about it. Suppose I'm a sales guy and I want to compare with this the three firewall like Palo Alto firewall, Fortinet firewall, as well as Cisco firewall and Sophos. So if I want to tell to customer, so which one is the cheapest? Because nowadays people are going for the cheapest one. We got to be based the hardware as well as the licenses.
Yes, I understand, but you might find the license. It depends on the actually features and the technology provided by. So, like if we go for the cheapest, yes, of course, some of the features won't be available. In that case, we can just adjust the pricing. But yes, of course, I will be. Let me just go through the license for rest of the firewalls and compare, and I will make some sheet and I will just present to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
But here, yes, of course, we will be using free trial for 30 days each. For if, let's say your license expires also here, we will renew it and make it a free version. Okay. So next would be this implement. Yeah. So yeah, on the hardware, you can fill the license key. You also option of migrating your existing UTM license as a trial or defer the registration for 30 days here. So deferring the registration can be useful if you are preparing a Sophos firewall prior to taking on site, right? So note that when the registration is deferred, there are several features that you are unable to use. To complete this registration, you need to log into your Sophos Firewall ID, and then Sophos Firewall will synchronize the license there. So if let's say if it doesn't synchronize, there is a button. If you just click on there, it will sync the license from the cloud. So last time we have created Sophos ID as well. You will get all the details for your license on the Sophos ID account. So let's begin with the next step. That would be that is the LAN. All right. So configuring LAN network, select the port that you have to work as a bridge to create the LAN, or you can select the gateway, configure the IP address, and if you want to enable DHCP, you can enable the DHCP here. So you can see the next page that will come up, it will ask you that you want to configure the firewall as a route mode, that is a gateway mode, or a bridge mode. So you choose by default, it will be route mode, that is the gateway mode, and the IP address of the firewall, subnet mask. And if you want DHCP to be run on this firewall, you make the default setting as it is. If you don't want to run DHCP, untick mark and click on continue. That would be your so this would be your LAN settings. If you already those who have already joined my last session, this is the similar steps that we have followed on the lab practicals. The same steps are there. So you don't have to worry. You can just watch the previous video. You can deploy the firewall. All right. You can also deploy the firewall on your laptop. So I will not only you will be working on the lab, but personally, Sophos, as Kevin said, you can deploy the firewall. You can download the images. You can use individually. Anyone can download the images as per the versions, the latest version, or the whatever version they are already working on, and they can use the free trial version. They don't have to worry about the license. It will automatically get free trials for next 30 days. So you have option to configure the local network configuration, which is different depending on whatever, whenever you are. Okay. So yeah, whenever you are deploying the hardware or virtual or Sophos firewall. So we will start by looking at hardware device, where you can select which port can be used for LAN, and all the port will be used to create a single bridge LAN interface. So here we will use as a mixed mode. And once we use the rest of, let's say you have 8 ports on the firewall, and you are already using one port as a LAN and another port as a WAN, but you can use the rest of the port as a bridge port. Okay, so we'll use bridge port. We'll see what are the difference between lag and bridge on Sophos firewall. How can we set up the mixed board here? So once you are already configured on the gateway mode, once you use the unused port as a bridge port, that would make your firewall as a mixed mode firewall, right? So we'll see that in marking. So if any of the link fails, all right, so you know that we have redundant links now as once we use the rest of the port as the bridge port. So we have redundant links, or we can configure lag port between the firewall and switch, so that we have zero downtime. If any link fails, it will take over. So here you can select which port can use as LAN, and all ports selected would be used as a single bridge as a LAN interface. You can select the gateway for the LAN network to either to be Sophos firewall or existing gateway, in which case the LAN will be bridged to the WAN side. So you can configure the IP address for Sophos firewall, and optionally you can enable the DSCP. Note that DSCP cannot be enabled if Sophos firewall is in bridge the LAN and WAN. Yes, Ketan?
Sir, we can define sub interface also. Suppose in the LAN, I have a trunk port from firewall to my switch, and I have different VLAN, XYZ VLAN. I can define as a LAN as a sub interface also.
Yes,
like
that is
one.
possible. Yeah,
That is
yes.
possible. Yeah.
You can.
Okay.
We will create that scenario. Each and every scenario would be created. Let's say router on stick, you can say, right? So we can configure VLAN, we can configure lag, we can configure bridge. The options which are already available in Sophos Firewall will configure in our topology one by one to see the working. So yes, of course, your question is that we can configure VLAN on the interface. That is possible. Yes.
Okay.
So let's say in a simple terms, we can consider the Sophos firewall which will be working, or that will have all the functionalities of a router or any of the firewall that is you are being means you have worked till now, that will have all the routing functionalities. Apart from that, which other features are provided by Sophos firewall, we will go with one by one. Let's say WAF we have, okay, email protection. MTA mode we will discuss what is MTA mode for email protection, what WAF is already integrated with Sophos firewall. So we'll see WAF, we will see the failovers, we'll see SD-WANs and so on. Yes, of course, it would included the virtual VLANs that if any topology has. So if you have existing firewall, you can replace this, you can replace with Sophos firewall as well. Hello, yeah, Ketan, come again. Okay, all right, let me just continue. Okay, so for virtual and software devices, the configuration is very similar. Instead of selecting port to create bridge interface, you can select a single LAN port there. So next page that will be coming is to enable the security features. All right, but if you have attended my previous video, we have not enabled these settings. Okay, these are the settings on the firewall that will be looking. We will enable it. Okay, once the firewall is already being deployed. Because if you see, we have this feature for scanning and the network threats. We have protect the users from suspicious and malicious websites, and we are doing the tick mark to scan the files where download from any website that has malware and sends suspicious file to Sophos Sandstorm. So we look into this 0-day protection Sandstorm. If you enable this, yes, of course, the only thing is that you will get the error message for the website is not secure. So we are using Sophos Firewall as a man in the middle. All right, so as a man in the middle, Sophos would be serving all the requests from the firewall. So we will be installing Sophos certificate. Okay, we will see how TLS works mainly. We generally learn the technologies, but here we will see the action. Let's say how TLS work, how HTTPS works. All right, so we can scan the traffic and we can take the actions accordingly. But here, if you yes, of course, if you have watched my previous video, we have not enabled, but if you want to enable, you can enable it. But yes, of course, whenever you visit any website, you will get the certificate error. Okay, but we will avoid this. We will see what steps you have to take to remove all the errors for HTTPS on the address bar. You can see. So here also you can see one error is there, right? The reason is that the IP address is not trusted by the browser. So we'll use Sophos as a certificate authority. We'll create the certificate, we'll sign it, and we will import the certificate to each and every system so that the IP address or the host name is trusted by your browsers. Okay. Also, when we are scanning from firewall, it will show you this error. If those who have already worked, they might be aware of the error, but those who are not working, they have not worked with Sophos Firewall. We will see how we can scan HTTPS traffic. So generally, yes, of course, nowadays all the website works on HTTPS. So Google, Facebook, whatever we say, we have to scan HTTPS traffic as well. So we will use Sophos as a man in the middle, and we'll see how it works. So next would be notification and backup. So you have to just enter your email address there, and if you want to encrypt the backup, you can put the password and click on continue. So you have to enter the email address for notification optionally. Specify your internal mail server for notifications. So optionally enable automatic backups and with the encrypted password if enabled. All right, so if you set these settings, you will get the notification. Not only you will get the backups of the firewall on your email, but yes, of course, we will go through the notification list that is available on the firewall. That will help us to get notified whether the ISP is down, whether firewall itself is down, or IPsec is down, the HA is down. All right, so we have a lot of notification there. We will set it up and we'll see in action. All right. So the last piece of configuration in this notification is the notification and the backup. Here you will configure the recipient and the sender email addresses for notifications. You can optionally choose to configure an internal email server to use sending this. You can also enable automatic backups and use this. You need to set up if you need to set the encryption for the backup, you can set by ticking the mark. Next would be secure storage master. All right, that is the feature that is coming here. So this will encrypt your backup. So you have to set this. You will, whenever you're deploying the firewall, you will get the dialog box to set up this secure storage master key. So this helps when you are restoring the backup. When you are restoring the backup, it will ask you for password. So make it safe. Okay, so you have to set this password, and yes, make sure you save this password in your password manager and keep it in another safe where it is completely isolated, right? You can store this. We'll look into this secure storage master, what type of issues comes when we don't set the secure storage masters, or when the migration or handover comes with the Sophos firewall. We'll see the key challenges, what we can do with the secure storage key while restoring the backup as a network engineer. So when you log into this Sophos firewall for very first time after installing, you will be prompted to create a secure storage master key. The secure storage master key is used to provide additional protection for accounts and password details stored in the device and in configuration backups. So once you have set up secure master, you cannot recover it, right? So yes, of course, if you forgot, then you might lose you will not able to restore the backup. In that case, the reconfiguration is the only option will be left. All right, so make sure you set the secure storage master and you remember it or save it in a secure place. So once you have set the secure, you cannot recover it. Yes, of course, and why the configuration asks you to confirm that you have stored it in a secure master or other safe place. If you do lose the secure storage master key, you will not be able to restore the backup or configuration created with that key. All right. So how you can set, if you get if you are new to the Sophos firewall, or if you are deploying, then it is you don't have to worry. You can set the secure storage master, but those who, let's say, have got the handover, let's say, and you don't know the secure storage master, or if you just log into the GUI of the firewall and you get the alert for this to set the secure storage master, you can immediately set the secure storage key there. Okay, yes, of course, if you want to reset, if you know the secure storage master, and if you want to reset it, you can do with the help of console access, not with the SSH. So you have to get the console cable, you have to connect to the firewall, you have to connect to the PC that support the console slot, get the console access. All right, and you have to go to these options here. The option number is 5, and then it is you can see system. You have to go to system setting, that is option number 2, and then you have to go to option number 5, reset secure storage master key. Once you enter 5, yes, of course, you have to enter the default admin password, and then you can just reset the secure storage key there. So while restoring master key, you cannot recover, it can be reset. So this is done via control line using the default super administrator account. It is the admin user password. Logging to your console of the Sophos firewall as admin, and option 2 for system configuration, then option 5 to reset the secure storage master key. All right, so generally always we will be working on mainly the walk through the auditing the firewall, viewing the reports, and yeah. Okay, some people are still there. I need to delete those.
Oh, hell no.
Let me remove some of the peoples which are not required here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So next would be navigation and management. Let's see what is the navigation and management. So we'll look into the each and every parameters, each and every navigation where we can find the option to configure or to troubleshoot the issue mainly. All right, let's say we have deployed the firewall. We have the control center, or we can say the dashboard of the firewall here. So how we can manage all these options available here? we should be aware about each and every parameters, what are the options available to configure here. So you can see on the left hand side, we have the main menu, and you can see the control center. You will see if you are using hardware, picture is not clear. Just give me a minute, Ritesh. Okay, Ritesh. Oh, no worries. Yeah, this picture would not be more clear. Okay, no worries. But let's say we have the firewall here. We see the firmware version, and yes, of course, you will not able to see in more clear way, but we will go through the firewall. Okay, no worries. We will see that again. So yes, of course, what you will see here, you will see the model number that you are using on the firewall. If you are using the hardware or you're using the software. Okay, let me just stop the screen. Okay, let me continue now. All right. So web admin, the GUI, okay, GUI, we can say we have GUI, we can say GUI, or we will, throughout this course, we will use the word as web admin console. So this is the web admin console here. All right. So with the control center information. So what you will see, the model number of the firewall, the firmware version that is running on the firewall, and the appliance key number that you have got, all right, from the vendor. So you'll see a lot of details on the dashboard where you can take the action accordingly. So you can see system and services, the interface status, VPN status there. We can also see some red devices if you have. Let's say there are some branch office connected with the remote Ethernet device. They are very small devices. Those who are new to red, they are the small device used to connect the branch office. So it will show you how many are connected and how many devices or how many branch office are disconnected with the help of red device. You will see wireless APs which are connected and how many are disconnected here. This would be applicable only for Sophos APs. All right, and we have the users that are connected from outside. How many users are connected here? You will see the count here, and the live users that are the users which are authenticated, right? And you will see much. We will walk through all the details. What is the status of the CPU, memory, bandwidth, session, and so on. Whether the device is configured on high availability or not, whether it is managed through Sophos Central, that is cloud. This firewall is managed from the cloud or not, whether we have HA, high availability or not. We will see the status here. It is not configured as of now as per this snapshot, and since how many days or hours the firewall is running. All right, you will see the traffic insight on the firewall. Let me do one thing. I will just log into some demo firewall because currently the left firewall is not working. Yes, Pranab, tell me. Pranab, do you have any doubt? Gaurav? Okay, let me just continue. So we have other information like traffic insights. So what are the web category, web traffic is going on, which cloud applications are running, going through the firewall, how we can classify, we can take action accordingly, which are the application traffic is allowed, application traffic is the traffic is going here with the category web, and what type of network attack has been hit. Of course, you will get much more detail in the reports to analyze those report and take the action accordingly. You will see active firewall rules. So which firewall let's say you have WEF license. Okay, you have purchased the WEF license, you are using WEF. So how many WEF you have, how many users are authenticated through firewall. So yes, of course, we will use captive portal or CA client and STARS to authenticate the user in our upcoming labs. How many networks are configured, how many are scanned, how many rules are unused, unchanged, and so on. You will get all the details here. You will get summary of the reports, user apps, how many risky application has been seen. You can take action, you can download the reports, how many objectable website are seen, and you can download the reports and so on. You can take the action used by top report that you want for top 10 users. All right, intrusions, how many intrusions has been detected by the firewall. You will get the report and you can take the action. Okay, I believe those who have any doubt, just raise your hands. I will definitely, I will ask, come back to you. Okay, you can raise the hand now if you have any doubt. Okay. So users and device insight, this part will explain you the security heartbeat. Okay, the feature that is available on Sophos firewall. For this, you should have Sophos endpoint, that is Intercept X. This will help you from protecting any type of ransomware attack or latest malware attack, and latest any type of attack. It will protect you with the help of synchronized heartbeat. So let's say if you have some application that are installed in the endpoints which are not categorized, so we'll see how the endpoints sends all the information to Sophos Center to get categorized through Sophos Firewall, and you can take action whether you have to drop or take the drop or allow that application, or you want to reject it, and so on. Right, so we'll use the feature called synchronized application control. We will scan each and every file that being downloaded from the internet with the help of zero-day protection. That will be scanned and sent to Sophos lab. If it is fine, then it will get downloaded. If it's suspicious, we can take the action whether we have to allow it or block it. So we'll see what is ATP UTQ reports that has been generated by Sophos Firewall, TLS, and SSL connections. All right. Most of the time we will log into log viewers. We'll see the logs each and every time whether our configuration is working or not working. So always we look into the log viewer and we'll see how the traffic is getting processed and passed to Sophos Firewall. Okay, when you first log into Sophos Web Admin, you are presented with the control center, which provides a live view of what is happening on the Sophos Firewall, allowing you to quickly identify anything that is required your attention. So control center is broken into 6 main areas: system, which shows the health of the firewall and services. Each item can be clicked and you can get the more detailed information for that. Traffic insight, that provides a glance overview of what is happening on the network and the traffic being processed. The user and the device and insight for the status of the users and device being protected by Sophos Firewall. These sessions includes the user threat quotas, which is the risk assessment for users based on their behavior. So yes, of course, you will get the top 10 users if the malicious, if there is in those websites which are most malicious, and we can take action. We can just stop the connection so that it doesn't initiate any type of attack. All right, so let's go to the main menu. We have main menu on the left hand side, right? Monitor and analyze. We have control center, which we already looked. Now we have current activities. We'll see each and every tab of which are the options available under the current activities. We'll see reports, zero-day protection, and diagnostics. So most of the part, yes, of course, we'll use the diagnostic, packet captures. We'll see packet captures whether our configuration is working or not working. If it is working, we'll see the packet capture. If it is not working, obviously we have to check through the packet capture how the traffic is flowing, and we can allow it as per the inflow and outflow. All right. So information on the current activity reports and diagnosis can be viewed under monitor and analyze. So down the left hand side, yes, in the main menu for navigation Sophos Firewall, this is the divided into 4 sessions. Control and analyze provides the access to information, including the current activities of the Sophos firewalls and reports and diagnostic tool. All right, then we have protect. Under protect, we have firewall rules and policies. So we most of the is, of course, to understand what are firewall rules on firewall, we will always go to protect and firewall rule and policies. So we'll configure a lot of firewalls to understand the firewall parameters that has been described, the net rules and the policies. Then we have intrusion prevention. So we have default policies for intrusion prevention. We will use the default one, or we can create our own custom policies under intrusion prevention. Similarly, we have web protection. So, and the web protection, there are default policies are available. Let's say to block the websites, to allow the website, or you can provide the schedules. You can scan for virus and so on. So we will be using the default one. Also, we'll be creating our own custom policies for web as per the user requirement or the group requirement. Similarly, we have application protection, and that is called application. We will walk through the default policies. We will create our own policies, the application list available, the traffic shaping, and so on. Under application, we have wireless, so we can use Sophos as a wireless controller. So if you have Sophos APs, then we can use this option available to configure those APs or to configure control through Sophos Firewall for the Sophos AP. So we'll walk through the Sophos AP models, how we can configure a wireless network with help of Sophos ecosystem. Then we have email protection. We will again look into the transparent mode and the MTA mode, how firewall acts as a MTA mode, what is the difference between these two modes, how we can scan the email for spamming, and how we can protect from coming, and how we can manage those if the mail has been quarantined. Then we have web protection. If you have web server, even though we can do port forwarding with help of firewall rules, we will protect the internal web servers or the service which are running behind the Sophos firewall with help of web protection under web server option that is available under email. And then we have advanced threat protection that we have to enable for if any type of latest ransomware or malware attack has been detected by firewall, it will log and report, and we can take action accordingly. Then we have Sophos Central instead of Sophos Synchronization, where we can access the Sophos firewall from outside. All right. To access from outside, we can configure the Sophos firewall. We can take the backup. We can update the firmware version, and we can do the maintenance work through secure connection. All right. So we look into that. So protect from configuring the rules, policies, and setting related security features. Now we have configure option that has VPN network routing, authentication, and system services. So we will configure site-to-site configuration. Okay, we will connect the head office and multiple branch office with the hub and spoke scenario. We will look into the policy-based routing, and we will configure tunnel-based routing both. All right, so we'll understand what is difference between the tunnel mode and the policy-based IPsec VPN. We will also configure site-to-site IPsec SSL site-to-site. That is the feature available on Sophos Firewall to connect your head office and your branch office. And we will see what are the limitation in each and every technology, what is the next step we have to take, and so on. We have routing session, we have network. Yes, of course, we can configure the interface, we can configure zone, and so on. So we will configure that with the routing, static routing. All the dynamic routing can be configured on Sophos XG Firewall. So yes, of course, we will be working on SD-WAN. We will route the traffic with the particular ISPs or particular MPLS and so on, or IPsec. We'll integrate AD server with our Sophos firewall for automatic authentication for our Windows server. So whenever, let's say, user is asking to access any resources, it will automatically log in without captive portal. Yes, of course, we will do authentication with the help of captive portal. Means the user has to put their username and password to get the access to the network. All right, and then we will get the reports for the same, which user is accessing which resource in much more detail. We look into the system services where we configure HA and so on. All right, so configure whenever you set up the connectivity, routing, authentication, and the global settings. We will look into that. So yes, of course, it will work. It will provide all the functionality of a router. The firewall will work as a route. It will support all the routings, which all the routers and firewall supports, yes, of course, but with the additional properties. We look into the system settings, profiles, host and services, administration, backup, and firmware and certificate there. So as you can see, we will create profiles. Let's say we have schedule policy, quota policy, traffic shaping, TLS description, encryption, do not decrypt and decrypt policy under profiles. We'll create host, single host network, and you will use services. Let's say we can say 3389. Okay, so we'll create those services. We will be using those host and services on the firewall rules and rest of the configuration. All right, so we will manage with the help of host and services. We will administrate the device, and yes, of course, we will take the backup and we will restore the backup in single mode. If you have single firewall, how we can take the backup from the HA, how we can restore the backup on the HA, take and restore it. All right, so we'll take the backup and we'll restore, and we'll see if any challenges come, then what step we have to take, and so on. We look into the different type of firmware version. When we have to update the firmware version, we will go through the release note. All right, if we have any type of issue or performance issue with the hardware, we'll look into the release note as well. We'll use Sophos as a CA authority. So we will sign the certificate to trust the website or particular any type of service running on the firewall through firewall with such a certificate here. So we'll use Sophos as a certificate authority. So system which house all the devices access settings as well as objects and profile that are used within the rules and policies, right? So let's say we just walk through the tabs here. If we click on web, we can see the default policies here. So this is the default policies comes with the firewall. You can directly use the policies to block any categories or particular website and so on. लैब में तो हम बहुत प्रैक्टिस करेंगे इसमें कि कैसे हम इसको we can play with these policies, how we can troubleshoot this issue, troubleshoot and allow and block the categories. Okay, give me a moment. So you can see policy quotas. So we'll look into each and every options available. What are policy quotas, user activities, what are categories, how you can see which website is categorized on which category available here. So if you have website URL, you can see that website is categorization here. Similarly, you can create some URL groups, whether you want to allow that URL or you want to block the URLs. You put in exceptions. Exceptions are bypassing from scanning. Okay, let's say if you have some website that you trust that website and you want to bypass that website, you can put it under exceptions. We'll see that. We will see the global settings, the general settings, of course. If you want to talk file types, let's say if you want to block exe files, then we will block exe files, or whatever the extension file we have to block, the options available will block with the file types here. Okay, surfing quota. But in the web protection module, that is 6th module, this will be covering in much more detail as compared to just navigating to this tab. Okay, right now we are just navigating to the options that are available here. All right, so let's check the next one, and if you have any doubts, do let me know. So each session that is accessible from main menu is further broken down into tabs for accessing each area of configuration. On some screen, additional less or frequently used tab can be used for accessing using ellipse on the right hand side. So let's say yes, there are more options here. Once you click here, you'll get what are the other rest of the options available here. If you have, let's say your browser is small, so you might get till here. Okay, so you click here, you will get the rest of the options on the tab. All right, let me just go to, we will continue from here, but let me just open a demo firewall, or I have one topology with me. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, okay. So this is the topology that we'll be working on. All right, so again, on the last session, we have checked this topology, right? So we have HA here. We have multiple WAN connection for MPLS and internet connection. So we'll do SD-WAN configuration. We will route the traffic through SD-WAN. And we will use all the features that is available here. We have authentication server. We will integrate the AD server with firewall. We have IPsec site to site. So we have head office and the branch office. Right, so we have head office, branch office. We'll connect the head office with the IPsec tunnel. We'll connect the failover here also. We will test the failover if that means if let's say the head office and the branch office are connected with IPsec VPN, we'll failover. We'll see the working, and same thing we can deploy in your real life environment, right? So yeah, we'll be taking the questions. I will be taking some questions now. Just give a moment. Okay. Anyone has any doubt till here in this session? Okay, raise your hands so that I can ask. I know. Okay, no one. Anyone has any doubt, you can let me know.
No, sir, we don't have a doubt.
Okay, so we will be just stopping here. All right, and I will be come on the next session, and we will do another lab session so that the idea would be more clear about the deploying Sophos XG firewall. Okay, if no one has any doubt, we will drop the session after 1 minute.
Regarding this firewall, sir, is handling everything, WAF, then wireless controller. How the performance is there? Because it's one device is handling each and everything. So how the traffic will be there and how the performance will be there? What types of hardware they are using?
Hello. Ketan, can you please repeat your question again?
Yeah, regarding this one box is handling multiple features like WAV applications, then wireless controller and the firewall. So it will whatever the performance will be there.
Yeah, Sophos XG firewall generally it is using one of the if you look into our documentation, I will provide you some documentation where it's has extreme architecture that is actually protecting the networks through the acceleration part. So it's protect with help of extreme architecture. It has you can say extreme fast path. With the help of that technology, it accelerate the if you are using, let's say, SD-WAN, it tunnel flow through the fast path. It also has good performance routing base according to optimizing and rerouting through WAN link performance here. So it use extreme architecture here. So if you look into the XGS series, the traffic is it has a very good performance through the extreme architecture. So we'll look into that architecture in more detail, how it is powered by extremes and how the traffic get accelerated or offloaded for important traffic, such as, yes, of course, like WAF or any SD-WAN traffic, cloud traffic, hardware level traffic. Okay, so we'll look into that in more details, how it is integrated with the extreme flow processors, how they have dedicated processors to process those traffic like MTU and so on. So we'll discuss about that hardware architecture in much more detail. Yes. So it handles everything. So you won't be finding any performance issue if you are using all the features. So to test this, yes, of course, we will look into the labs and we'll see how the performance is going on. So this way, it performs it support all the features because of this extreme architecture.
So same performance I will get it in virtual also.
Virtual, yes, we can get, but yeah, the hardware requirement, if we just meet the hardware requirement as per the documentation, yes, of course we can meet those requirement and we can test it first in the lab and then you can deploy it. Yes, of course we can do that. Performance will be you can see whatever performance you will see in the lab, that can you can deploy in the real life scenarios as well. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Ritesh, analyzer is not available on the firewall, but yes, of course, we have a report session, so we can look into the reports. We will take reports accounts and we can take the action. So it acts as an analyzer, but yes, you can integrate the analyzer with Sophos XG firewall. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yes, of course, if you have a hardware device, Gaurav, then you won't be the performance issue. Ketan, yeah. All right. So yes, of course, we will look into the extreme architecture, which has all the hardware requirement. It has dual processor architecture, multi-core, CPUs, and we have also dedicated extreme flow processor. So we look into that architecture in details also, how the traffic is offloaded and how fast pass, low pass take place on Sophos XG Firewall to provide you all the features you can run at once. So we look into the architecture also in next labs. Okay, we'll see that.
Sir, suppose I want to put this firewall on EVNG. It's it will be available, right? The software.
Yes, that is available. You can do one thing. You can you can use the URL download.sophos.com. Okay, so you can download the. Yeah.
Can you share me on a chat, sir, please?
Yeah, I'm sharing that. Yeah. So there are multiple ways you can download the firmware. Let me just put this link on chat. You can download the firmware from here. Let me just go to the website. If I go to the website, those who want the free trial, you can download from sophos.com. You can go to products. All right, and you can see Sophos Firewall here. All right, let me just click there. Scroll down. So yes, of course, you can see extreme protection right here. So that's the reason it will have very good performance if you're running all the features. If you just scroll down, you can take a demo here. Okay, put the name and you'll get the link. The link which I provided you, you can download directly from here. These are the versions available, so you can download any. So for VM, okay, so here are the format. You can use any.
Okay, what
Right, for free.
after registration?
If you don't want that, you can simply go to Sophos website and you can go to product and Sophos Firewall and just scroll down. You will get free trial and you just give these details. That's it. All right, we have now. Okay. Yes, Ketan, tell me. Did you get the link?
I got the link. Just download it, and I went to the website also. They're giving this the cloud access, cloud firewall access, and I'm searching now. Download the files
Okay.
for EVMG.
Let me just search it. Can do one thing. Simply type download. Okay. Or you can get the direct link which I have provided you. That will be fine. Okay, you will yes, you will get a free trial here. You click on free trial.
This is the cloud version. This is the cloud version, sir.
This is the cloud version. You can see that.
I already did that also. They given me the cloud access.
Okay, give me a minute. Let me just share that link. Okay, let me just fill the form and see that if I'm getting the same thing. Okay. If you scroll down, are you getting the option? Yeah. Can you see this one? So you did this, right? You got this, Ketan?
No, sir, I did not get it. Where exactly you went to? You went to that products, then?
Yeah, let me show you. It's on service and product. And so for 60 firewall.
Yes.
And you
Free trial.
click
Okay.
on free trial. Once you fill up that form,
Okay.
you will get yeah, just let me check it back. If I click on submit, I think I will get it here. Okay, you get this page.
I'm doing now. Wait a minute, sir. Sophos product.
Yeah. So you will get installer for your virtual environment here. So it supports on VMware, Hyper-V, KVM, Citrix, and
Okay. Online demo. This is a cloud.
you,
Okay, no problem. I will check it, sir. If I have any
you have
doubts,
to click on
next.
free trial. Okay, let me.
Okay.
Okay, let me just do it again for you. Once you fill this form, okay, click on submit. Okay, you will get this message. Thank you. Check your email for evaluation for service number. And if you scroll down here, or let me just share this link, this might help you. Okay, here it is. Can you click that link? Ketan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got it. I got it. Yes.
Okay, so can you see the screen, my screen now?
I can see your screen, and I went to the same screen as your screen.
Yes, so here
VM.
you can download the version, the firmware for the platforms available here.
Okay.
Okay, you can use on the VM and just simply click on download. It will download
Yes.
the zip file, maybe. Yes. And
Yes.
no worries, actually, I will, if I get this error, you might not get the error if you download that. All right. Yeah, I will share in the group this. Okay, do one thing, follow this. Okay, you will get it. Okay, I have shared the link on chat. Ketan, you can also follow
Yes.
that.
Yes, I
So
will do that, sir.
you can click here again. It will redirect to the same page only, which I have. You have to fill that name, address, and phone number, email address. Make sure you enter your company's email address. All right. Then only it will help you to download. Then you can download the file.
Oh,
and
okay.
I have shared this link. You can follow this link to install the file. Okay, next I will make one video how to download and move to your VM environment, VMware environment.
No problem, sir. No problem.
Okay, Ritesh, did you get it? Did you get the link? Okay. Okay, anyone has any doubt apart? Yes, till now. No worries. As we complete the modules, or when we complete one by one module, you will be able to ask the doubts. Yes, Ritesh, tell me if you have any doubt. Okay, so if no one has, so for today's we will end the session. But yes, of course, those who have any doubt, you can if before the class begin, you can ask me. In between, we can stop me, and first we will discuss the doubts, and then we will continue the modules. After the module, yes, of course, you will ask me a lot of doubts once you are aware about the Sophos Firewall. Those who are completely new, all the videos are available on NetGui channel, so you can search that. You will get the videos if you you will get the videos.
What
Yes.
What about your documentation, sir? You prepare that you're showing in this on the training that we can get that the presentations
Yes,
or no?
yes, you will get on the class. Yes, you will get it. It will be uploaded on the portal. You can download from there. All right. So you'll get the document part as well.
Okay, sir. No problem, sir.
All right. So those who yes, of course, those who are completely new, you will be learning about Sophos firewall. Not only the firewall, yes, of course, the routing functionality on the firewall and also firewall features from scratch. So you can start with your career. If anyone has any doubt, then we will wait for 1 minute and then we'll take it. Otherwise, we'll drop the session for today. Thank you guys for listening.
So our next batch will from Monday onwards, right, sir?
Yes, that will be from 6 p.m. to 9.
Okay.
From
problem,
on the
sir.
lab, we will start the same thing which we have covered till now. Again, we will start it from scratch. All right. So there are 3 part and also for the lab also. We'll deploy the lab. And also, let's say you are a salesperson, right? So we will deploy your topology in the lab. We will test it so that not only you, but rest of the students or the professional knows what are the different type of topologies and networks each company has. So we can meet all the security features requirements, cyber security features.
Okay.
All right. So it seems rest of the guys is not having doubt as of now. No worries. Once you complete along with this course, once you complete this course, you will have a lot of doubts, and also you will able to solve yourself as well. I will also help you. So let's end the session for today and meet on Monday.
Okay, sir. See you. Good night, sir.
Good night, everyone.